The history of Russia and Ukraine is deeply intertwined, marked by periods of both unity and bitter conflict. Today, as Ukraine defends its land and freedom against a brutal Russian invasion, it is more important than ever to understand the shared past and divergent paths that have led to this tragic moment. The two nations share roots in the East Slavic civilization, their destinies interconnected for centuries. Yet despite their intertwined origins, Ukraine and Russia have followed distinct historical trajectories. These separate experiences, shaped by different influences and struggles, have forged their unique national identities. The current conflict, while a tragedy for both nations, is a stark reminder of the importance of understanding and respecting the sovereignty and aspirations of independent nations. The story begins in the 9th century with Kievan Rus, a vast and powerful medieval state that encompassed parts of modern-day Ukraine, Russia, and Belarus. Centered around the city of Kiev, this flourishing civilization adopted Orthodox Christianity from Byzantium, establishing a cultural and religious foundation that would shape both nations. Kievan Rus, known for its trade routes, vibrant cities, and advanced legal codes, served as a crucial bridge between East and West. However, this early unity was shattered in the 13th century when the Mongol invasion swept across Eastern Europe, leaving behind a trail of destruction and fragmentation. The Mongol conquest had a profound impact on the historical trajectories of both Ukraine and Russia. While the principalities of northeastern Rus, including Moscow, fell under Mongol domination, the western Ukrainian lands came under the influence of the Grand Duchy of Lithuania and later the Polish-Lithuanian Commonwealth. This division marked a turning point, setting in motion the development of distinct cultural and political identities. Under Lithuanian and Polish rule, Western Ukraine experienced a different social order and cultural milieu influenced by Western European ideas and traditions. Meanwhile, the Muscovite state, gradually consolidating power under Mongol overlords, emerged with a centralized autocratic system and a distinct national identity rooted in Orthodox faith and imperial ambitions. Section 4. The Ukrainian Revival Culture, Resistance and Tragedy. The 18th century witnessed the expansion of the Russian Empire under Tsarina Catherine the Great, who annexed vast territories of Ukraine, seeking to absorb its rich lands and resources. Despite facing policies of Russification aimed at suppressing Ukrainian language and culture, the spirit of Ukrainian identity remained resilient. The 19th century saw a remarkable Ukrainian cultural revival, with writers, poets, and artists reclaiming their heritage and language. However, this period also witnessed the rise of Ukrainian nationalism, met with brutal repression by the Tsarist regime, determined to maintain its control over the region. The early 20th century brought a glimmer of hope with the short-lived Ukrainian independence following the Russian Revolution. This period of self-determination, however, was crushed, as Ukraine was forcibly incorporated into the Soviet Union, becoming a republic within a totalitarian state. Section 5. Ukraine's Unfinished Revolution, Independence and the Fight for Freedom. The Soviet era was a time of immense suffering for Ukraine. The Holodomor, a man-made famine engineered by Stalin's regime in the 1930s, resulted in the deaths of millions of Ukrainians, a horrific act of genocide that remains etched in the nation's memory. Despite enduring the horrors of the Holodomor and the devastation of World War II, Ukrainians never relinquished their yearning for freedom. With the collapse of the Soviet Union in 1991, Ukraine finally regained its independence, a testament to the enduring spirit of its people. However, the path to freedom and self-determination has been fraught with challenges. The Orange Revolution of 2004 and the Euromaidan Revolution of 2014 demonstrated the Ukrainian people's unwavering commitment to democracy and their rejection of authoritarianism. These peaceful uprisings, met with Russian aggression and interference, culminated in the illegal annexation of Crimea and the ongoing war in eastern Ukraine, a conflict that continues to claim innocent lives and destabilize the region. The current Russian invasion of Ukraine is a stark reminder of the fragility of peace and the enduring threat to freedom. The international community's response, while commendable, must remain resolute in its support for Ukraine's sovereignty and territorial integrity. As Ukraine bravely defends its land and its right to self-determination, the world watches in admiration and solidarity. The outcome of this conflict will have profound implications for the future of Europe and the international order. One thing is certain, the spirit of the Ukrainian people, forged in centuries of struggle and resilience, will not be broken. The fight for a free and democratic Ukraine continues, and the world must stand with them in their pursuit of a just and lasting peace.
The war between Russia and Ukraine is more than just a conflict, it's a defining moment in modern history. From deep-rooted historical tensions to the dramatic events that continue to unfold, this war has reshaped global politics, economies, and millions of lives. As the world watches, the future remains uncertain, and only time will tell how this chapter will end. But this is just the beginning. In our next episode, we'll dive deep into the reasons behind the current war, breaking down how NATO, the USA, and other global powers played a role in this escalating conflict. Stay tuned, stay informed, and we'll see you in the next episode.